she cannot love you. Okay. And the marriage is not because she loves you. Okay. That marriage is for her to show to other people that she could fix her past, that she messed up.
Let's get started. Yeah. Everybody hit the like button. Don't waste no time. Just hit it. If you're a regular, you already know this is gonna be a great show. The more you like, the more new people come into the live. If you guys want me to stay on 2 hours this beautiful Tuesday morning, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. Also in the description, as well as super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor. Hit the like, hit the like. Before we get into this ridiculous nonsense, I want to talk about something real quick. Women never really liked men. We were always just a means to an end. From the caveman days. I mean, was it that they liked us or did they need us? Yeah, they just needed us. So they did what they had to do to survive. Do you think most cave women found most cavemen cute? No. Most of the women who were locked in with their guy, it wasn't because he was so tall and handsome, you know? Uh, she didn't like him, she just needed him. And when you think about the history of men and women, or at least what I've learned about history, I mean, most of human history, relationships weren't based on, oh, the woman liked the guy, or the woman decided to pick that guy because she loved his looks and personality so much. It was about survival. It was about building legacy or transfer of wealth or whatever. Come two families coming together for monetary and status reasons, from what I understand. So it was never about the woman liking the guy for most of human history. Now that women have whatever freedom and they've been empowered and they can make their own money and they can do this and that, now women can pick based on who they like. And who women like are going to be the most handsome, usually most satanic men on the dating market. They like, tall, handsome bad boys. And women going after tall, handsome bad boys doesn't create families and legacies. It creates situationships and mental and emotional damage and turmoil and chaos, which women love, by the way. See, and this is why you never empower them. See, this is why society ran better when, like, the father picked what guy the woman had to be with, or the family picked what man the woman had to be with. When women choose, it's just going to create chaos because because they're just gonna pick the worst men on the dating market. They're gonna prioritize looks, height, swag, and stuff like that, and not, character, integrity, if he's gonna be a good family man. So yeah, we will never have, how can I put this? We will never have an intact society with women in charge and in power. Ever. Because the most fundamental thing to a society to me is families. Families build societies. But when women have power to pick who they want to pick, well, you like I just said, you know what's gonna happen. It's just gonna create a hookup culture amongst the top 5% men and 95% of women. Well, that's not accurate. Not 95% of women. Hold on. It's gonna create a hookup culture with basically like 50% of women and 5% of men. That's what happens when women are empowered on the dating market. But I don't even know if y'all can hear me. So I guess I should check that first, right? Everybody hit the like button. Somebody let me know in the live chat if you can hear me. I'm pulling up the stream on my TV so I can see what's going on. What happened? Okay. Yeah, y'all can hear me. So Lloyd Devine says women have won. I don't, well, how so, Lloyd Devine? I don't think they won. I think women are losing. Worse than ever. But yeah, just keep in mind they never liked us. Mhm. So just keep in mind, like you know how women only swipe on 5 to 10% of men on dating apps. They've only ever liked 5 to 10% of men, even back in the caveman days. That's my theory. This is not a new modern woman thing. But they needed us more back then, so they just had to, get in where they fit in. Um, let's go over a couple of videos. Let's go over a couple of snow bunnies, but I got some chocolate sisters I want to go over too. So let's just get started. Let me hit the record button just in case I want to chop something of this up for the other channel. All right, what we looking like in here? We about to get started. Well, yeah, women. Yeah. What up, Lloyd Divine? What up, Dunn? What up, Dunn? Uh, 11 people in here, only 4 likes. I don't understand why you wouldn't hit the like button. And since I don't understand it, I'm gonna take it as disrespect. Take your fat ass finger and hit the like button, please. And then we about to get started with this video. Mhm. Oh, shout out to the people in Rumble watching. Shout out to the Rumbleites. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Sorry, but what is actually wrong with people? Should I say men? So I'm going to read out two comments that I have received recently on a video that I posted. And the first one is 28 for a woman is equivalent to a 35 to 40-year-old. Sorry.
Wasn't paying attention because y'all saying I got an echo. I don't know what's echo in my voice or the video. I think it's the video, right? Let me check that. Let me check that. Let me check that. Let me check that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know how we have that echo then. No idea where that echo is coming from. Let's see if this fix it. Let's see if this fixes it. Okay, y'all let me know ASAP if it's still echoing.
Sorry, but what is actually wrong with people? Should I say men? So I'm going to read out two comments that I have received recently on a video that I posted. And the first one is 28 for a woman is equivalent to a 35 to 40-year-old. Sorry. What? What does that even mean? Number two, late 20s clock is ticking for women. Firstly, late 20s, in my opinion, like by whose standard? Who says that late 20s clock is ticking?
Say it. Men say that your clock is ticking. And on the dating market, if you're a woman looking to be with a man, you have to pick from a pool of men. So what men think kind of count the most. And I'm not going to be sexist here. It goes the same way in reverse. If I'm on the dating market as a man, okay, shout out to NWO. He said, I found a white girl. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's out of context. Are you saying that you found a white girl to be your girlfriend and you're dating a white girl, or can you give me some clarity, NWO? Anyway, if I'm a man on the dating market looking to find a woman out of the pool of women, what the pool of women think about me kind of matters. If I'm trying to pull one of those women out of the pool. So to try to make it seem like as a woman on the dating market, dating, you shouldn't care about what men think when you want a man, it makes no sense whatsoever. Yes, the clock is ticking. Your biological clock, your clock of peak desirability. And look, let me tell you this right now, hun. The tattoo on your arm, and I'm sure you have more than one, and that nose ring in your nose, it's not helping your cause at all. But let's continue.
Who says that late 20s clock is ticking? Of course this was written by men. Like, no woman would ever comment this on someone's video. And I find it really funny how men seem to be so invested in what age women have children and what they do with their bodies. Yes, back in the day, people used to have kids in their early 20s because they had houses back then, because the economy was much more affordable. Now, things are different. Times are changing, and it's like, why would you bring a child into the world if you're not financially stable, if you don't have a house, if you don't have a career set up?
Let's talk about this. Yeah, 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 yeah. There's definitely some logic in what she's saying. I don't know what type of upbringing she had. I mean, she has tattoos and nose rings. So if I had to take a guess, not that great of a upbringing. But let's be real. This is an attractive enough white woman with straight hair who's skinny and look like they can manage a bath. That's all you need to have an inbox full of suitors willing to work 3 jobs to make sure you and the kids are straight. So I don't wanna hear this whole, "I gotta get established first before I have kids." That's poppycock. You want to ride the cock carousel with your bull ring and your tattoos. That's why you're putting off childbirth, so you can reap the benefits of being a C-list celebrity, at clubs and bars just because 'cause you're a skinny white chick. So you can get your ass kissed and, have guys buy you drinks and take you on adventures. You don't wanna, forfeit that to partake in the miracle of childbirth. But yeah, let's be clear. We all know she got an inbox full, and some of them dudes have good jobs, and some of them dudes actually would want to be in a relationship with her just based off her being, like I said, white, skinny, and having straight hair, and just not being too much of a bitch. So if she wanted to have kids and settle down and be a stay-at-home mom, she had every opportunity to since she was 18. So just to debunk that real quick.
Why would you bring a child into the world if you're not financially stable, if you don't have a house, if you don't have a career set up? Because many people in their late 20s don't have any of that figured out.
Yes, and they may never will. And even if they do, by the time they do, it might be too late. That's funny about fertility. It kind of goes away once you reach a certain age. Oh, but back in the days, they were having kids earlier because of the economy. Back in what days? Back in the 1800s? And yes, those comments were left by men because men have a say in it. I know it bothers you, but we kind of do. You also do on your part when you decide who you're gonna date. And even if it bothers you or not, I do too.
Coffee date this, coffee date that. Babe, you with a big body gal. If you're thinking of taking me to a coffee date because you think it's going to be the best cheap alternative option, babe, the conversation can't be that good that you think I'm going to get full and excited off a croissant and matcha. I don't drink coffee, that's one.
So let's start here. Let's just start here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Look, women like this are trash off the jump. The fake crazy lips, the look, you walking down the street recording a TikTok, you're already exposed as a horrible dating option to men. You're already exposed. You're not giving any game. I mean, we get it. You're a gold digger. Yeah, we get it. You're a gold digger bitch and you want men to just spend money on you and this and that. 90 I feel like 90% of men already know that you're a garbage option instantly when this video popped up. Any dude who's entertaining you is probably just trying to hit some skins. They're just trying to crack the code to you know what. They're trying to crack the code. They're trying to crack the code to your hole and then keep it moving. Nothing about this so far gives wife material. Nothing about this gives mother material. This gives trashy prostitute material. And everybody knows it. You're not fooling anybody, hun. Let's be real. Let's be real. That's what she's saying. Don't come with coffee dates, hun, if you want these buns. She's not saying anything of substance like, oh, you should do X, Y, and Z to get to know me and impress me, because if you do impress me, you'll get a loving wife who will be loyal to you forever and raise your kids up right and this and that. No, that's not even what she's offering. She knows she's not offering that. She on her Sir Mix-a-Lot shit. Like, no coffee, hun, if you want buns, hun. Like, she on some shit like that. Let's just continue.
The conversation can't be that good that you think I'm gonna get full and excited off a croissant and matcha. I don't drink coffee. That's one.
Let me just say this. And we're gonna finish this video. Let's just say this. We know the type of guy she like to fuck don't take her out, period. We know there are at least 10 men, because she just gives it off. We're gonna speculate. There's at least 10 men on this planet who felt her insides, who never been seen in public with her. Never lose sight of that. All these rules and regulations apply to the guys they don't really like. Do you think the tall, fine dude who had her soaking in her seat within the first couple of minutes of seeing him, do you think that guy got to take her to a particular place and all that? Absolutely not. These rules are for the simps that they use for attention and food.
That you think I'm gonna get full and excited off a croissant and matcha. I don't drink coffee. That's one. Two, whenever I get coffee, whatever, cafe dates with my friends, babe, we get food immediately after. I don't know what type of bitch you think you're with, but I like to eat. Don't you like to eat? I'm concerned. Why you think?
Yeah. Everybody like to eat. Well, go pay for you some food, bitch, if you like to eat. It ain't on my dime. Or if you have such great character, how about we go out for coffee and then you treat me to go get something to eat? How about that? And let's be clear, women do things like that. Women do things like that for the guys they really like. Never get that effed up. He done brought food over a dude's house and then dropped it like it's hot. Brought him some food that was hot and then dropped it on his cock like it was hot. He called him before coming through talking about what you want to eat. Never lose sight of that either.
To eat. Don't you like to eat? I'm concerned. Why you think? Not only does it give low effort, but yes, it does give broke as well. Respectfully.
Yes, it does. Oh, I did it.
It's cool. Like, you know what? Look, at this point, broke isn't even an insult anymore. 99% of the world is broke, if you really want to be real. Like in the grand scheme of the world, like 90+% of humans on the planet are technically broke, based on what I'm sure her definition of broke is. I mean, even people who have the ability to live in America and live check to check are probably in the top, what, 15% of wealth worldwide, like globally. I think it was some stat that said if you make 30 or 40,000 a year in America, you're literally in the top some you're literally in the top like some what was it? Hold on. You're literally like in the top 15-20% of wealth on the planet if you make like 30, 40,000. Let's look it up. So yeah, let me just say this real quick. So when these women say broke, like broke based on what standard? Millionaires? Like broke based on what? And let's talk about this. The type of guy who could just the type of guy who can just frivolously drop hundreds of dollars on a date every week with a different chick. How much money do you have to make a year to be able to do that? I'm going to just AI it. How much money do you have to make a year as a man to be able to comfortably drop $200 a date every week? Okay, AI says, and this probably checks out with what type of dude she's looking for. It says to comfortably spend 200 a week on dates, which is 800 to 1,000 per month, or roughly 10,400 a year. A man should generally be earning at least 100,000 to 150,000 annually, depending on the cost of living, taxes, and other financial obligations. Exactly, and we all know that's the man these women want. Really 150, because that's crazy. Because 100K after tax is 70, and okay, because 100K after tax is 70. So to make 70 net and spend 10 grand on frivolous broads is diabolical work. It truly is. So really 150 grand. Because what's 150 grand after tax? Hold on. What's 150 grand after tax? Probably like 100. Yeah, 104. So I mean, yeah, you would need at least 150 grand to, I guess, maybe blow 10 grand a year on broads and it not hurt you that bad because you still got what 95,000 left. That's crazy. And here's the thing: you spending all that money for the chance to get some buns, but realistically, the type of guys who got to take women out on dates are the ones who least likely to get some buns. Ironically, because like I said, the men they really like don't got to take them out on dates to get sex. So yeah, that's crazy. Let's move on because I got a lot of other stuff I want to go over today. And we already, what, 24 minutes in? Can we get the likes up? I got 15 people watching, only 9 likes. Since I don't understand it, I'm going to take it as disrespect. Please hit the like button. Shout out to my Rumbleites. Let's get into what I wanted to get into. This is sad right here. This is a sad video.
We got to talking via text and then had some phone calls after we met on Bumble. And then we decided, I think it was more so me, I decided that we were not on the same page. So I told him, we could be friends, but I was going to move on. And then fast forward 5 years, we reconnected again. He reached out to me via social media, via inbox. So when you
break that down already. Let's break that down already. So they connected on a dating app. So already, a woman who is seriously looking for a mate on a dating app who isn't unattractive and fit, that's trash off top. Because why would an attractive, fit woman have to take a dating app serious to find a mate in life? Unless she's the bottom of the barrel. You'd be better off finding a goofy looking fat chick on a dating app and getting a good woman. Cause you like, okay, well, the reason she on here because she goofy looking and fat. So that's why she couldn't find somebody in real life, but maybe it's a diamond in the rough. And you know what I mean? But the chances that you're gonna find a diamond in the rough, like, but the chances that a woman is on a dating app seriously and she's fit and pretty and she's a good woman, it's like pretty much a 0% chance. Pretty women who have to go on dating apps are desperate. Now you could say men that go on dating apps are desperate. It's just different because women don't like most men. So yeah, I mean, yeah, 80% of men are desperate. So it kind of takes the sting away from even the word of desperate when 80% of the people in your gender is desperate. Look, I'll put it like this to sum it up. A woman who needed a dating app to find a partner is 10 times more pathetic than a man who needed a dating app to find a partner. Point blank, period. So she was already a bad option from the jump, okay? But he found her on a dating app. He thought he found a diamond in the rough. That just happened to meet all the wrong guys up until this point. And I'm gonna be the one good man that snatches her up and we live happily ever after. How naive, brother. No disrespect, but how naive. I mean, we already know what type of guy this is just off the fact that he would come on some online show like this, especially with their origin story being so sad. So let's break it down. He met her on a dating app. They text and talked on the phone. And I guess after texting and talking on the phone, she was like, I don't like this dude. And she was like, nah, we just gonna be friends. And she went back on the market to see if she could find something better. She basically laughed at him on this segment, basically saying, like, yeah, I basically left him. She 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 could have left it vague, like, "Oh, we both decided that, we weren't a good fit." That would have been a nice way to spare him. But no, she clarified. At first, she was saying something that was kind of nice that could have spared him, but then she clarified, "No, really, I decided that we was just gonna be friends." Ooh, that's a jab. She ain't have to go there. She ain't have to go there. Women love emasculating and embarrassing men, especially the weak men they end up with. She don't respect this man. Let's watch that one more time. But before we watch it one more time, let me just break it all the way down. She texted him, they text back and forth, they talked, and she deemed him unworthy. She deemed him not good enough. And then she went back to the market to see if she could find something better. She couldn't find something better. But keep in mind, she took a lot of loads to the face in the meantime of trying to find something better for those 5 years. So 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 she's still single 5 years later. And he reached out. It's not like she reached back out to him like, "Oh, what's up with Ronald? I wonder if he's still available." How low does your self-esteem have to be to even accept that offer? Even if she was the one to reach out first, like, "Ronald, I'm still available. How about now?" But it's even worse than that because he reached out after getting played the first time and left on red so she could find something better. He reached back out and she just was like, "Okay, I guess." But why didn't his mind think in this line? She She played me initially, basically deemed me not worthy, went back on the market for 5 years and nobody still wanted her. She went back on the market for 5 years and still couldn't land a man of value. So that should tell this man, well, maybe she's trash then. Because she was on the dating app in the first place, which was desperate and pathetic for a woman. And then she Went back on the market after me to see if she could find something better, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody wanted her for another 5 years. What does that tell you about this woman? She must not be that great of a catch. But this man, he didn't have any other options. He was probably sitting in the house by himself with lotion in hand, just lonely, like, "Is this the rest of my life crying? Maybe I'll reach out to Cheryl again. Maybe she's still single." It's just sad. Have some self-respect, man. Let's run it back.
We got to talking via text and then had some phone calls after we met on Bumble. And then we decided, I think it was more so me, I decided that we
See that? You see that smile? That's that cringy smile. At first, she said, "We decided that, it wouldn't work out." And then she corrected herself to play him and say, "Man, really, it was more so me. I decided we should just be friends." So that was her way of letting the world know, yeah, I'm higher value than him, just in case y'all was wondering. Look at that awkward smile. He got to just smile in that cringy way. What else can he do? These are the little disrespectful moments that men have to smile through every day around the world. Well, maybe not around the world. In some places, they don't play that. Women can't even talk, and I feel where they coming from. The older I get, the more I respect the Middle East. When it come to women, at least. Bars. Look how she doing them. And he's gonna spend I don't know if it's gonna be the rest of his life because she's probably gonna leave him, but he's gonna spend at least, 5, 10 years getting disrespected and emasculated like this in public, to boot. I mean, most of it won't be in public, but I'm just thinking like, dang, she doing them like this in public, on a public platform? Brutal.
were not on the same. We got to talking via text and then had some phone calls after we met on Bumble. And then we decided, I think it was more so me, I decided that we were not on the same page. So I told him, we could be friends, but I was gonna move on. And then fast forward 5 years, we reconnected again. He reached out to me via social media, via inbox.
So when you saw, I'm assuming it was a message from Joe, what were you thinking?
Well, at first, because my original reaction was like, what he want?
Like, what? What?
Beta!
No. I'm an alpha.
Beta!
Oh, because I tell you why.
Beta!
It's a sign of being a beta male.
I didn't know that.
Beta!
What, beta?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Yeah. She's literally going out of her way to humiliate this man. She didn't have to say that either. And even the host know what she doing. Talking about, well, what did you think when he reached back out? She knew what she was gonna say, or she knew she was gonna say something disparaging. Well, what did you think when he reached back out? This is the man she's currently with, by the way. This is the man she's currently with, by the way. I don't understand why women think belittling and emasculating their man on a public platform makes them look good. Cause you with him. So if he a punk bitch ass nigga, you with a punk bitch ass nigga. Like, so it's not a flex to tear down your man. Cause it make you look lame as he look. If your man look lame and you with him, you look lame. So I don't understand the logic, but they don't think that deep into things. I thought to myself, what he want? Well, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm assuming it was a message from Joe. What were you thinking?
Well, at first, because my original reaction was like, what he want?
Joe and Summer met on Bumble years ago. There was a connection, but the timing wasn't right. So they did something most people are afraid to do. They let each other go.
People, no. Let's be clear. Men are afraid to let women go. Like the bottom 80% of men who have a scarcity mindset, they feel like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get another woman. So it's the men who are scared to let women go. We know based on the divorce stats, women ain't afraid to let a man go because they always feel like it's another one coming. They always feel like they could do better. Something about, oh, the timing was off. They met, but the timing was off. No, she just didn't like him. That's a cute way of saying she just didn't like him. Because guess what? The timing is always right for a tall, handsome motherfucker with money and charisma. The timing is always right. At her mama funeral, the timing is right. For tall, handsome, charismatic dude with some money. Never forget that. And you know what? Hey, the same probably go for men. If a slim, beautiful woman, flirting with you at your mom's funeral, yeah, you're gonna get the number. You're gonna be like, yeah, it ain't the time right now, but yeah, can I get your number? The timing is always right for a high quality dating option when you're single. Timing was wrong. Shut the fuck up.
Like, what he want?
Joe and Summer.
Oh, real quick, let me show the face he made. These are the faces men gotta make when they constantly get disrespected by their own woman. Let's watch this face in slow mo. I'm gonna show y'all the other face. Y'all seen the smirk earlier, but this the other face men make when they getting played and disrespected by their woman, and they gotta play it off. This version 2.
You thinking? Well, at first, because my original reaction was like, what he want?
Right there. That's the look of just shame and disappointment. That's the look you make when you're trying to keep yourself from crying. That little straight face with his lips stretched out, taking punch after punch after punch after punch, gut punch after gut punch after gut punch on a public platform. This is sad, bro. I feel for bro. This her though. This her.
Always gonna love me more than I'm ever gonna love you. And if a man wants to be in my life, he needs to spend his every waking hour thinking of ways on how he needs to convince me that he should even be graced by my presence.
You thinking? Well, at first, because my original reaction was like, what he want?
Joe and Summer met on Bumble years ago. There was a connection, but the timing wasn't right. So they did something most people are afraid to do. They let each other go. Life moved on, years passed, growth happened, and then 5 years later, they found their way back to each other. Today, Joe and Summer are married not because they forced it, rushed it, or settled, but because they allowed time, healing, and growth to do their work. I'm Dee Dee.
Oh, let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. She said a lot of growth happened. No, a lot of facials happened. She received a lot of facials in that 5-year period. And I ain't talking about the spa. She got pumped and dumped a lot in those 5 years. And then depression started to kick in. Like, let me just get anybody. What happened to Earl or whatever? that I kicked to the curb after texting him and calling him once. Guess I'll take him. Dang, I'm down bad.
Work. I'm Dee Dee Patterson, and on this channel, I share real stories of couples who found lasting love online because I want you to believe in love again and see that dating apps really can lead to marriage. After all, I met my husband of 15 years on a dating app too. Joe and Summer's story is proof that the person from your past can end up being the right person for your future.
Okay, let me touch on that real quick. And Rare Breeze, let me know something in the live chat. I'm not getting any opinions. Am I still live? What y'all think about this? Let's get the likes up. I got 25 people watching, only 13 likes. What we thinking about this one, y'all? What we look like on Rumble? Anybody commenting on Rumble? And then we gonna move on. I got a couple other things I want to go over. Rumble ain't popping. Yeah, I got 24 people watching, only 12 likes. Please take your fat ass finger and hit the like button, please. Let me touch on that though. Let me touch on that. The whole thing about, oh, you can find your future love with somebody from your past. Yeah, women's husbands are past guys that they put in the friend zone. That's where all these women's husbands are. In the friend zone. A guy from the past in their friend zone. Yes, exactly. It's just so sad that so many men will take that deal. A woman doubling back after she done been plowed by tens or hundreds of men. Okay, now I'll take you. I'm hitting the wall. I'm running out of options. I'll take you now. Chad and Tyrone won't even pump me no more. Okay, I'll take you now. Don't do it, fellas. Don't be that guy. When they come back trying to get with you after they put you in the friend zone, hit them with a, Mr. Rogers.
Here I am. Here I am. Let's dive in.
All right. So
I think that's enough of that. All right, let's move on. I don't know if that was a full episode of content, but if not, I'll splice it with some other shit. Let's see. That. Let's see.
This is where a lot.
Okay, I know y'all can't stand her, but look, I'm about to go upstairs real quick. I'm starving. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then we'll be right back to go over this. Hopefully, she's not too boring. Everybody hit the like
A
button.
lot of women, understandably, get tripped up. The shock isn't anger or outrage right away. It's more like your brain needing time to catch up to what your body has known for maybe a very long time, maybe most of your life. While the realization came for me in adulthood, I can look back and know that I knew from early childhood. And that is probably the hardest piece of this for myself to reconcile. And the reality is, when this realization hits, it doesn't just change how you think about men. You start questioning everything. Your past relationships, not necessarily just romantic. You question moments that you brushed off. You question how you once doubted yourself instead of trusting what was happening right in front of you, what you were experiencing, what you were witnessing. You can feel like you're suddenly looking at your whole life through a different lens. And that's a really strange feeling at first. It's unsettling and destabilizing because you're not just updating one belief. You're now reinterpreting many of your experiences. You're realizing that things that you once thought were personal, isolated, or about you were actually part of a way bigger pattern. And this can make the world feel unfamiliar for a while. You notice things that you didn't notice before. The way women are spoken about, the way women's needs are often framed as problems, the way empathy seems conditional. And it can leave you feeling unsteady because it's like all of a sudden the ground that you were standing on isn't as steady as you thought it was. That's shock. It's disorientating. It takes time for your nervous system to catch up to what your awareness has just absorbed. Once you get past that initial shock, the first question that women often ask is, where does this all come from? Why is this a thing? Because it's not random. It's not about individual men. And a lot of this starts early, from a young age. Boys are often taught to associate women with care, comfort, and emotional regulation. Mothers, teachers, girlfriends, wives. Women become the place where feelings go, needs get met, and vulnerability gets outsourced. At the same time, many boys are not taught to actually identify with women. They're not encouraged to see women as full equals with inner lives that matter just as much as theirs. They are taught explicitly and implicitly to value women for what they provide, not who they actually are. And this is reinforced by what they witness. They watch how women are treated. They watch whose voices are taken seriously. They watch who is expected to sacrifice, accommodate, and absorb discomfort. And I know that men are going to come with all the sacrifices that men make, but there are very key differences. The main difference being what's valued, what's praised. And quite honestly, that's a whole nother episode. But before I even explore that topic, or if I even do, I have another topic coming up that indirectly addresses that and why we won't get into it today. Because the focus, I feel, is often stolen from these important topics by men interjecting with those types of comments. So let's stick with the focus and not allow this very important, often overlooked topic be overshadowed as women's important topics often are. So I will digress and return to the topic for today. Across many societies, women are positioned primarily in function as caretakers, as emotional labor, as sexual access, as stabilizing forces. So when someone grows up in an environment where women are constantly treated as resources rather than autonomous individuals, that belief system becomes internalized. And when you grow dependent on someone for emotional support, but you're never taught to respect or value them as a whole person, resentment builds. Research consistently shows that when people feel dependent but refuse to acknowledge that dependence, irritation and hostility increase, especially when the person they rely on asserts boundaries or autonomy. I know that we've all seen this. That's where a lot of that anger comes from. It's not that women changed. It's not that women stopped carrying the emotional weight, because realistically, they have not. There's also a cultural contradiction at play here. Men are often socialized to value control, self-sufficiency, and dominance, while lacking the relational tools to meet their own emotional needs. Those unmet needs get projected outward onto women. And when women stop performing the role that the system assigned them, it can feel threatening. And we're starting to see this happen in real time. Not because women are doing anything wrong, but because the structure itself was built on women doing emotional labor for free. And this part really matters because you can't genuinely like someone you believe exists to serve you. You can absolutely desire them. You can want access to them. You can feel entitled to them. But liking someone requires seeing them as separate, autonomous, and equal. And for a lot of men, that foundation was never laid. So the
Quiet in the chat. What's up? What's popping? How everybody doing tonight? You know, let me get some energy. How everybody doing this morning? What we doing? Y'all here? Y'all alive? Y'all with me? What's up? Am I recording? I hope I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording. Let's get it.
Yes. I walk into the CVS. I walk past a gentleman. The gentleman goes, "You're so beautiful. Thank you." Keep it moving. I go collect what I need to collect, join the line. He's on the line in front of me. He turns around and he goes, "Are you taken?" I said, "Taken from what?" And he goes, "Are you mad?"
Hold on, wait.
What? What are you talking about?
I think them just got a lot of fucking audacity.
Well, thanks for tuning into today's episode.
Yeah. And they wonder why men don't approach anymore. I wouldn't even approach this woman. Like, I mean, she looked like a weirdo. I don't know if it's the coat, the hood, the crazy look in her eyes. I wouldn't even have tried her. Because she looked like the type of person who would say some dumb shit like that. Oh, are you taken? Am I taken for what? Man, shut your dumb... Man, after she said that, he should have stopped talking. He should have just turned around like, God bless you, sister, and just kept it moving.
Wait a minute. I seen the title of this video and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give it a chance. She don't want you, dog. Right off the bat. If she's this abrasive, either this type of person is not the type of person that you want to be around. Because you know what it means if a person says, "Are you taken?" after they give you a compliment. Come on, fam. I wouldn't even entertain this if I'm him. Before we even get into this, and I don't know where this is going, I wouldn't even waste my time. Just walk away, bro.
With his finger up, I said, "Why?" And he goes, "'Cause you're beautiful." I said, "Okay, thank you." And then he looked at me and turned around. Right? And so when men are interested in a woman, right? When they think a woman is beautiful and they want access to her, the only thing they're concerned about is if there's another man in the picture. They never ask, "Do you think I'm attractive? Are you interested in me? Do you feel like being bothered?" None of that matters. The only thing that matters is if there's a man barring entry. This is why I never say I have a man. I don't need to parade a man around to reject men.
Be clear. Let's be very clear. You don't have a man. You are cringe as fuck. I've seen other videos of yours online. Like, you're thinking too deep into it. Women don't like a man who sounds unsure of himself. Can you be bothered right now, ma'am? Do you think I'm attractive? I want to just make sure you think I'm attractive before I shoot my shot. Women don't respect that. That's why you don't listen to women. That's why you don't take advice from women. Her whole platform is basically crapping on men. That's how she makes her money online. And that's the angle every one of her videos is probably going to come from. Yeah. She's playing her part in destroying society. She's Satan's little helper. Yeah, she's Satan's little helper. Spreading hate throughout the internet. But we got 26 people in here. I don't got no regulars in here. Where my people at? Where my rare breeds at? Where the RB gang at? Ain't nobody talking in the live chat. Like, what's up? Where y'all at? Where my people at? I know I got a couple of my people in here. If it's 26 people in here.
Man, barring entry. This is why I never say I have a man. I don't need to parade a man around to reject men. I have a man, that's why I can't give you my phone number. No, I don't give you my phone number because I don't want to. I'm not interested in you. I never use that. Because that's not the reason why I don't want to give you access to me.
That's crazy. This is insane. This is one of the reasons why you see a lot of guys nowadays that say that, you know what, I'm done approaching women, I'm chilling, I'm going to focus 100% on me. And then you'll see a bunch of women make videos that say, why aren't men approaching women anymore? It's the attitude.
So I want to break this woman down. Obviously, this bitch think her shit don't stink. When honestly, she would be nothing but a burden on a man's life. She would be nothing but a nag. She would be discontent. You always did something wrong no matter what. How is that a prize? She acting like, oh, barrier to entry. Nobody wants to enter your crap life. Clearly, you're mentally ill. Clearly, you have a dark soul. Why would anybody want to be a part of this? Anyway. Here's the thing. Yeah. Women know, a lot of women like this know that the only reason anybody wants to talk to them is to use their hole. She knows she's not a good person. She knows she wouldn't be an asset to a man's life and bring joy to a man's life. She know that. Don't let the false bravado trick you into thinking she doesn't know that she's a horrible person who wouldn't be worth it to a man. Keep in mind, behind these tough walls, it's a scared little girl in there somewhere who's been hurt time after time again because women can't pick men to save their lives.
Why aren't men approaching women anymore? It's the attitude. It's the attitude. Why? You didn't, like, who goes up to a person and say, hey, are you attracted to me? That doesn't even make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the respectful thing to do. And it's almost like if a woman says, oh, I'm married or I'm in a relationship, which a lot of guys still push the line. But if a woman says that, it doesn't matter whether she's in a relationship or not. And you're never probably going to see her again. But it's almost a polite way of saying that I'm not interested. You see what I'm saying? So all of this extra stuff that they throw in there in order to try to justify how evil they can be towards you is just a nasty attitude. It's just because it's a nasty person that's in that. All of this is how I'm going to reject men because I need to let you know and all of this stuff. I never say I have a man or anything like that. Listen, cool. Do whatever you got to do or whatever, so on and so forth. But again, this is the reason, fellas, and she has the right to do whatever it is that she want to do. Nobody is limiting her from that, but this is one of the reasons, ladies, why guys is like, you know what? I can't deal with these type of women. I can't deal with this type of attitude. I can't deal with this type of disposition.
Funky dog head, bitch. How dare you talk, motherfucker? Back off, bitch, before.
I can't deal with this type of disposition. Even conversing, right? Forget the talking point. Forget the whether or not she going or she not going. That's irrelevant in this conversation. Guys are not interested in even having a platonic or interaction, just a regular interaction with no interest whatsoever, because the attitude, the disposition, all of that stuff is just so nasty. It's such an evil way to go about living life. And I don't care who I am when I'm interacting with people in person, and I guarantee you that I get more people coming up to me, not even on no like talking to stuff, but just on some like general, and because of the visibility, the popularity and stuff, and they're like, yo, what up, Anton, or whatever. I don't care how I'm feeling. I don't care, if I just woke up or not. I don't care if I'm going through something. I don't care if I have problems that I got to deal with. I'm appreciative. And this has been going on for well over a decade.
Facts. And this is what I want to say. I'm not the friendliest person. And when I say that, I mean, I'm cordial. I speak hi, how are you? But I know I don't come across as inviting. I'm not blatantly rude, but I know my energy doesn't give like super friendly and inviting. But here's the thing, man. I treat people with basic decency and respect regardless of how I'm feeling. I mean, yeah, I have bad days. Look, that's bullshit when people say, "Oh yeah, I know I was rude to that person, but I was having a bad day, or my dog died, or I just woke up, or I ain't eat." It's all poppycock. They're not a good person. I'm not saying somebody can't have a bad day, but it's like a pattern with people. They always got an excuse on why they was rude. No, you just a bad person. I'll give somebody a pass to have a bad day here and there, but like when you just always rude to people and always got an excuse of why you're rude to people, no, it's no excuse. You're just not good folk. It's that simple.
With I'm appreciative, and this has been going on for well over a decade. I am very appreciative, and you have never ever heard of any interaction of me with a person that leaves me with a negative disposition. But this is just it's just inherently in them. You know what I'm saying? It's inherently in them to be nasty sometimes, and this is not all women, but for the women that are nasty, they nasty. They get evil.
Because the fact is, nothing stops humans from interacting with each other. Marriage don't stop. Y'all know y'all single husbands be out there, right? So nothing stops people from doing what they want to do. So I don't use that as a reason. I'm not giving you my phone number because you're a stranger, not because I have a man, right? I'm not talking to you, or I don't owe you an answer. Are you taken? Are you married? Why? That's the first thing men ask. Are you married?
Say this. Yeah. There was a video that came out. I should have saved it. It was pretty epic. Where it was this dude, I think they was outside the club, and a dude was trying to holler at a chick, but she cut on the camera and just start going in like, "Fuck you, you bitch ass nigga, you soft. Like, get the fuck out my." Hold on. Yeah, she was like, "Fuck you, you bitch ass nigga, get out my face before I punch you." Like, she was just trying to go hard, right? Because I guess she had said a few times before, like, not interested, please, move along. And she probably was fairly respectful to begin with, but then when he wouldn't stop trying to talk to her, she cut the camera on and start going all the way in, right? And this is what I want to say. If you don't have if you don't have enough self-respect for yourself to just stop talking to a chick when she clearly like giving you attitude or having a funk attitude, man, hey, I can't feel sorry for you if she go in on you or she being rude or disrespectful, because you just stop talking to the broad, bro. Like I guess, see, this is probably a way that black men have been conditioned, because it's like, oh, you got to fight through. If you want some black buns, if you want some chocolate buns, you got to fight through the attitude to get them. And that's probably true, but it's just not worth it for me. So I guess black men have just been conditioned to be abused when they first try to talk to a woman and try to, bust through that wall to get to the chocolate buns. But I don't want no chocolate buns that bad. Have some self-respect, man.
you married? Why? That's the first thing men ask. Are you married? And then they assume when I say no that I'm open to prospects. I'm not. I'm in here buying game, right? So
Stop approaching women in the wild like that, bro. Real talk. Wait for her. This is what I would say to guys. Just wait for her to show a level of interest, and then maybe you can entertain a conversation, and then that can translate into something organically. But just wait. Just always wait. Just be chilling. Don't pay no attention to them. Half the time when you start to not pay attention to them, that's when they start to get interested anyway. So just focus on you.
these are the things that,
I don't even know why this is saying most women only want 20% of the men. That's what I thought that I was going to talk about in this video.
that shows that men don't really, you're just something they want access to. And the only thing they respect is other men. They don't respect your desires.
She said that he turned around and he just went about his business. She never said that he pressed the issue. She never said any of that stuff. Even after, it didn't have nothing to do with the guy.
And men don't respect women. Men are chivalrous to us, and they lead with compliments. I know how I look. I look at myself every day, right? What else is there?
Nothing. Nothing else is there, and you know that. And that's why you got to spend so much time focusing on this surface level BS, because there's nothing else there. Bad attitude, mental illness, and emotional damage. That's what else is there other than what you look like. And let's be clear, this is going to be the same woman when she's 57 talking about, I'm invisible. Why am I invisible to men? She going to miss those days when dudes would holler at her when she had some gain in her hand at the checkout. She going to miss those days. I assure you. Shout out to Mr. Cut. Salute. I think it's been a little minute, Mr. Cut. Hope you're doing well. Yeah.
Every day, right? What else is there? Right? Compliments are nice, cool, but oftentimes they're a way to disarm women, because women are vanity driven and they need to hear how pretty they are. Right? And to me, compliments mean nothing unless I find the man attractive. Like, that's the truth. If I find the man attractive, or if I'm attracted to the man.
They have no standards for the guys that they like. They have no standards for the guy that they like. I don't know how many times that they have to prove this to you, even out of their own mouth, without them even realizing that they're saying it. There are zero, and I mean zero, standards for the men that they like. It ain't about nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only piece of game that she gave. I mean, I don't know if I call it game, but that's the truth. Women don't want to get your compliments, bro. Women are grossed out by your compliments if they're not attracted to you. But I know what you're thinking. Well, how do I know if she attracted to me? So I just shot my shot to see if she attracted to me. You can feel the energy. Like, if you do want to throw a compliment out, which I would never do. I wouldn't throw out a compliment to a woman I've been dating for 8 weeks and she seemed cool. A woman really got to earn a compliment with me. Maybe after she give me 2 or 3 compliments, I'll throw one back. See, men have lost sight of the fact that women are supposed to be kissing our ass. Now, I know throughout history, only 40% of men reproduced. So I know the hard part is getting a woman to like you in order to kiss your ass. Like, that's the hard part. I mean, yeah, in theory, yeah, we're out of their league, and pretty much all of them should be kissing our ass to an extent. And that's probably going to be taken out of context, but whatever. We're not supposed to be kissing up to them. They're not the prize. I just want all my men to know that they're a prize. If they're a good person, they work hard, they put effort into life, you're the prize, bro. I don't give a fuck if you're short and ugly and balding or whatever, got a lisp. You're the prize, bro. If you got good character, you work hard, you put effort into life, you're the prize. I forgot what else I was gonna say, but yeah, let's get back into it.
Zero standards for the men that they like. It ain't about nothing else other than their attraction to you. All of this, oh no, I know how I look. How come you ain't never asked me this and that and so on and so forth? If he's attractive to her, if he's Himothy to her, then she will absolutely go in all of the same standards and the barriers to entry for the guy that she just rejected and all of that bad attitude. That shit go out the window for that other guy because she's gonna make every concession in the world in order to ensure that she gets some motion. And half the time, that nigga ain't even checking for her like that, or she just get added to the part of the roster. I'm
Facts. Yeah, her value to the guy that she like, her value to the guy she like is close to zero, and that's why she's still single. I wonder how long it take for women to realize that. Like, look, the guys I like don't like me, and the guys that like me I don't like. I wonder when they realize that. Teens, early 20s, late 20s. Cause see, I said this, I think the last stream or something. Any attractive, fit woman who's single, especially after 30, is only single because she refuses to get off her high horse. A fit, attractive woman who's single, pretty much 100% of the time, is into is in the mental space of, look, if I can't get a 9 or 10, I just stay single for the rest of my life. That's the mental space of every single fit, attractive 30 plus woman, pretty much. That's the only reason why she's single. Because pretty much any woman could get a boyfriend today if they wanted one. So anytime you see an attractive, fit, 30 plus single-year-old woman, wait, what? Anytime you see an attractive, fit, 30 plus woman who's single and been single, you know why. Because she would rather be single than not get a 9 or 10. She refused to come off her high horse and just get into the relationship with that 7. She refused to. That's the only reason she's single. It's not because she can't get a man. Most women could get a man. But here's the kicker though. Here's the kicker. She's only getting older every year. Like her chances of getting that 9 or 10 are decreasing every year she ages. So it really is a losing strategy. It really is. But yeah, look. But to be fair, she is doing those 7s a favor by staying the fuck out of their life. So it's a blessing for the men. It really is.
that shit go out the window for that other guy because she's gonna make every concession in the world in order to ensure that she gets some motion. And half the time, that nigga ain't even checking for her like that, or she just get added to the part of the roster. I'm telling you, bro. She just told you out of her own mouth. That's why I'm trying to figure out why is this titled "Most Women Only Want 20% of the Men." There you go.
I want him. Those compliments mean something. Random men on the street, I don't give a fuck if you think I'm beautiful. But thank you. Men don't like the idea that women only want to be pursued or desired by men they find attractive. Because most men are unattractive physically. They could.
It doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make sense. But there was a study done, and I think, 80% of men were deemed unattractive by women on like OkCupid or something. They did some type of study, and women deemed 80% of men unattractive. It's not true. That's not true. Look, I just put it like this. There's just as many attractive women in the world as there are attractive men. So for every 1 guy, there's a 1 woman. For every 3 guy, there's a 3 woman. For every 4 guy, there's a 4 woman. You get the point. This is delusion. This whole 80% of men are unattractive. No, they're not. There's just as many unattractive women in the world as there are unattractive men. Let's stop that. That don't even logically make sense. 80% of men are unattractive. That's like saying 80% of men make below average money. That don't even make sense. 80% of men are broke. I don't know, man. But they don't care about common sense. They just don't care. But okay, cool. Let's just say, okay, cool. 80% of men are unattractive. But here's the dilemma for you. Even if you are attractive, I mean, she's not ugly, but I mean, she ain't a supermodel either. But okay, let's just say she attractive. 80% of 80% of men are unattractive, and 20% of men are attractive, and you're attractive. So what's going on? Why haven't you married an attractive man by now? It's cool. 80% of men ugly, cool. Why can't you lock down a guy that ain't ugly and who got the bag and all that? Because you just another bitch to him. You're the equivalent of how you see 80% of men to him. So guess what? You in the same loser box that you claiming men are in. You're in the same loser box that you're claiming men are in. Can you dive in on that? She ain't gonna do a deep dive into that. She ain't gonna do a TikTok dive into that. She ain't gonna do a TikTok dive into that.
By men they find attractive. Because most men are unattractive physically. They could be good people, but looks attract. Like, that's a fact. Men are approaching women they're attracted to. Men approach women that they possibly want to sleep with. But the thing is, men don't have the luxury of pick, choose, and refuse the way women do. Women have more sexual access than men, so we can pick, choose, and refuse. And the more attractive you are, the more you can pick, choose, and refuse. Men don't have that option really, so most of them have to take what they can get.
Cool. Okay, cool. I mean, to an extent, she's telling the truth. But since women have the right to pick, choose, and refuse, what's going on? Why you still single? The guys that you pick don't pick you back. So you still end up losing. I mean, right. So guys end up losing because they don't got options like that. Cool. And bitches like you end up losing because the options you do have aren't real options. Or let me take it back. Women like you lose because the guys you want aren't relationship options. They're just get fucked by options. That's why women like you lose. Yeah, men are losers when it come to getting laid. Women are losers when it come to getting relationships. You're the equal loser just when it come to relationships. Yeah. Men get rejected on the front end based on our looks. Women get rejected on the back end based on their dog personality. So let me put it like this. Men get rejected because we're ugly on the outside. Women get rejected because they're ugly on the inside. That gotta hurt more, don't it?
Than men, so we can pick, choose, and refuse. And the more attractive you are, the more you can pick, choose, and refuse. Men don't have that option really, so most of them have to take what they can get. Right? And so, unfortunately for men who are not attractive, oftentimes women don't even want to hear what you got to say because you're not attractive. And that's how they approach you, because they don't even want to know if you find them attractive. They don't even want to know if you're interested. They just want to know if there's a...
Again, I keep telling y'all, just have the conversation, check out the vibes, and then keep it moving. And most of the, even if you like her, even if it's going well, don't even trip. Like, most of the time, 90% of the time, even if you're just
Let me say this. Yeah. It's a testament to your poor character that you can't just be nice and respectful even if you don't find somebody attractive. You're just telling on yourself. horrible, horrible character. And don't get me wrong, there's guys out there who would be mean to a fat ugly chick if she tried to spark up a conversation. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not patting myself on the back. But yeah, fuck those guys too. If a fat ugly chick try to have a casual conversation with you and they like super short and rude, yeah, fuck them dudes too.
Most of the time, 90% of the time, even if you're just organically in a mix with somebody and you kicking it with them, just be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Just organically kick it and then just keep it moving. When guys learn to focus 100% of their energy on themselves and to organically still be able to walk away from attractive women, even if you just so happen to get into a conversation with them, because yo, focus on minding your business, kicking it and chilling, and every single interaction needs to be organic. You will have a much better experience with women. You will have a much better experience with life. You will have a much better experience altogether. Now, that still does not excuse the negative attitude, disposition, and all of that, because I believe in being a good person, just being a nice person to people in person in general. You know what I'm saying? That's a character flaw. That has nothing to do with attraction, not attraction, or whatever. I don't care who you are, what you. I treat the person on the street, and I give out money all the time. I go out and interact with people every single day. I give the person on the street love, respect, show them every kind of, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I do that to people that I'm probably least likely to interact with, and I show them more love than people that seems to be in the same spaces as me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that is also scripture, right? You know,
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Look, I don't know if he's just blowing smoke. You didn't present very well with the Corey Holcomb situation, and not because you flipped out, because he was trying to punk you, so I get that. But you were being pretty you were being pretty sassy and combative with Corey even before the blow up. So you didn't come off Christian like on the Corey Holcomb show. And once again, I'm not talking about the blow up and let's go outside. I'm talking about all the time before that. And I didn't look at the whole thing, but I saw enough to see that you was kind of being combative and a little bit rude, Anton. But maybe that's because it was in front of a camera, or maybe that was because you knew it was already smoke with Corey. But you know what? I believe you. I believe you, Anton. I believe that you are cordial and nice to people when you out and about and in the streets. I believe you. But one thing I was gonna say is this. A lot of people talk that Christian shit, but here's the thing. If you a Christian, you shouldn't have to tell me. I should be able to tell by how you treating people. If I'm in a room with you for 20, 30 minutes, an hour, you shouldn't have to tell me you're a Christian. I should see the Christ in you with how you treat others. And you know what's funny? The motherfuckers who always quick to say, yeah, my walk with Christ and Christ. Nah, man, them motherfuckers be the main ones treating people like shit. The one motherfuckers who got to keep reminding you they walk with Christ. And when I found Christ, my life changed. Man, you don't got to tell me about it. Show me, motherfucker, with Christ-like actions. Let's move on. I think y'all tired of this one. Yeah, we got this. The reality of being 38 and childless. That should be a good one. Just fill my algorithm with all these fucking train
I'm not
wrecks.
even gonna lie, I am kind of.
Oh, this is bad. All right, bull ring. It never fails. The bull ring theory never fails. Never fails, folks.
Here we go! Here the fuck we go! Here the fuck we go!
These men, you can't be these men that can't be there when you need someone. Prime example. I already went through this. I already know this, right? But I'm gonna give you an example because today was definitely an eye opener. So over the weekend, my car got stolen. I found out this morning. Today is Sunday. I didn't leave out yesterday. The last time I was in my car was Friday. I think I parked it at 4:30 p.m. before traffic, because y'all know I don't like to be out like that. Anyways, car was stolen. Called the police this morning, calling insurance and stuff like that. I only talked to 2 people about this situation. One person I call, my friend. He always got my back. He there for me. He's old school. Like, you don't have to, he's a man. He's one of them old school men where it's like, he gonna take the initiative. If there's a problem, he has a solution. I call him today not to like ask for money or anything like that, but I'm just like, you will not believe what the fuck happened. At the end of the phone call, after I've been in, and then after because I had some questions about insurance and stuff like that, after he was like, well, I'm gonna send you some money to help with the rental car. I was like, oh, you don't have to. I didn't call for no money. I just wanted to talk about it. He was like, yeah, I know, but I just want to try to help out. This is tough. Especially I have been crying, y'all.
Give a look. First off, the tattoo on the chest tells us everything we need to know about this woman. That's a deal breaker tattoo. Laying in bed with a bonnet on your head, talking to the internet, is a deal breaker in itself. Where do you live? Where your car got stole? Well, we already probably know, but I ain't gonna take a shot for that. But the next thing I want to say, don't deal with struggle women. Don't deal with women who are always going through something. They always need $40. Don't even have one night stands and flings with women like that. You don't even want that energy around you. They always got to call you for something. I don't want to be involved with women like that. I only want to be involved with women who can manage their life. They got $3,000 in a bank account for an emergency. You know what I mean? They don't need to call me for nothing like that. And I don't believe for 1 second that she didn't call him with the intention of getting some financial help. Oh, I ain't calling for no money. I just was calling to vent. No, they don't call men with these sob stories for men not to help them out. If they just wanted to vent, they would have called their girlfriends. They see men as, problem solvers and money givers. She called him for a reason so he can help. Can't run that game on me. Especially with the tears. I was crying too. Oh, of course. We know what the tears are for. They're for manipulation. I don't want no women calling my phone crying. But let's go back here. She said my friend. He a real man. Okay, but did he ever get the buns? Because she referred to him as a friend, not somebody I'm talking to, not this little boo thing. She said he a friend. So is he in the friend zone? And then let's look at this angle. Is the reason he doing that so he can finally get the buns? See, a woman can't really judge a man's character until after he get the buns a few times. Then you can see what he really working with. All the actions a man do before the buns, I mean, it could just be for the buns. So don't sing his praises too quick. And let's be clear about this. Women don't call the guys they really like for financial help. I'm gonna say that again. When a woman really like you, the last thing she wants to do is something that's gonna turn you off or make it feel like she's a burden on your life. If a woman hitting you up when she in a jam, and I'm talking about if this not your girl, just some chick you screwing or you in a friend zone or something, look, you're definitely not the guy she likes. I can assure you. Women know it's a burden on a man when, she's calling them, asking them for something or giving them some sob story. She's not gonna do that for the guy she wants to maintain a certain status with. Never forget that.
This is tough. Especially I have been crying, y'all. This other dude that I have been talking to, he was just no help.
Let's just stop it there before we continue on this story, and I will share the rest of the story.
Okay, and let's be clear. Look, look. I looked at this a while ago. I forgot what the. Well, I think she. Well, I ain't gonna get into that. Let's just say this. The other guy who was no help, that's probably the dude who come through every other night and hit it. Yeah, because he don't gotta help. He's him. Yeah, he can get what he want from women without ever helping them or doing anything for them or taking them on a date or anything like that. So yeah, it makes sense. So okay, which one of these guys has higher value with women just by this story so far? Yeah, the guy that didn't help much because he doesn't have to. The first guy feel like he got to help and give money and do stuff to get validation from women, or to get in between the thighs of women.
Let's just stop it there. Let me ask y'all a question, right? First question. If this other guy, because she said that she only talked to 2 people. First of all, if the dude that's busting you down, which I'm assuming that that's the second dude, why didn't you call him first? And how is he getting the best of you? But then the other guy who's friend zoned, is the one that then has to be responsible for you.
Yeah, but peep this, peep this. When the video first started, she was talking about he a real man. You know, he old school. He know how to treat a woman. Yeah, when a black woman say you a real man, that's not a compliment. Because the men who are real men aren't the one busting them guts. It's the dudes they talk negatively about online who stay in their throat. Real men stay paying for stuff with a dry desert D. You know what I mean?
Is the one that then has to be responsible for you. You speak so well, so highly of him. He's a man's man. He does this, he does that. He's so great, right? He's an awesome person, and I don't doubt that he is. I don't doubt that he is, not even a little bit. But why is he the first person that you call, but not the first person that you in the bed with? I am under the suspicion that the men that are in the friend zone, the ones that get used the most, never, ever, ever get the best of her. Ever. They'll do a story time. They'll give him all the accolades. They'll give him all of the praise and all of this stuff. He's sending money. He basically simping out for a chick that another dude is busting down while she's sitting here complaining about him on a story time. Why don't y'all get with the guy that actually cares about y'all? I mean, there's other questions to ask, like, why are you calling on a man if you independent in the first place? What happened in your family and friends? It seems like you would be calling on your husband. So if you're letting a dude bust you down, then you should probably marry him first. But apparently you don't see him as marriage material. So why are you sleeping with him in the first place, right? There's so many questions, and I do want to get towards the end of the video. There's so many questions that we have to ask ourselves. But then I'm wondering, do women ask themselves this also, or are they just out here busting it down for a real one? Because if you said, hey, don't let him hit it anymore, you already gave it to him. It's too late. I don't doubt that the guy, and again, we're going to get to the rest of the video, I don't doubt that the other guy probably care, but, you know, he probably not all the way there yet, or he probably trying to figure it out. Here he got almost busting it down for a real one. Be very, very careful of these type of women. Let's just run it all the way back from the beginning and see what she had to say, y'all.
You can't be these men that can't be there when you need someone. Prime example. I already went through this. I already know this, right? But I'm gonna give you an example because today was definitely an eye opener. So over the weekend, my car got stolen. I found out this morning. Today is Sunday. I didn't leave out yesterday. The last time I was in my car was Friday. I think I parked it at 4:30 p.m. before traffic because y'all know I don't like to be out like that. Anyways, car was stolen. Called the police this morning, calling insurance and stuff like that. I only talked to 2 people about this situation. One person I called, my friend. He always got my back. He did.
I think we already saw that part. But anyway. And let's be clear about this, fellas. Because B-dubs are notorious for this. The car might not have even been stolen. She might have just called these dudes to see if she can get a cash app. I mean, maybe that's not what happened in this situation, but situations like that happen all the time. Or a chick say, "Oh, I'm pregnant," just to get the abortion money. Yeah, yeah. B Dubs run these type of scams all the time.
What kind of shit is that?
And he always got my back. He there for me. He's old school. Like, you don't have to, he's a man. He's one of them old school men where it's like, he gonna take the initiative. If there's a problem, he has a solution. I called him today not to like ask for money or anything like that, but I'm just like, you will not believe what the fuck happened. At the end of the phone call, after I been it, and then after because I had some questions about insurance and stuff like that, after he was like, well, I'm gonna send you some money to help with the rental car. I was like, oh, you don't have to. I didn't call for no money. I just wanted to talk about it. He was like, yeah, I know, but I just want to try to help out. This is tough. Especially I had been crying, y'all. This other dude that I had been talking to, he was just no help, especially because I was already on it. He pretty much like, did you call the police? You call your insurance company? Like, he's pretty much asking me if I did everything that I already did.
That's what I would have did. Yeah. That's what I would have did. Me, that's somebody who cares more. The old school dude was just like listening and was just like, okay, let me send you some money. The old school dude is just a guy who probably just throw money at everything. Second guy was genuinely concerned. Okay, he was making sure that everything was in place. You did everything you needed to do. To me, that sounded like the dude that cared more. Am I missing something?
Like, he's pretty much asking me if I did everything that I already did. And he was like, and I think he could tell I was getting frustrated. He was like, I'm sorry, I was just trying to help. He said, you need to use my car. I'm leaving West Virginia or some shit like that. I said, what time will you be back? He's like, in 3 hours. 3 hours probably would have put him here at 12 o'clock. I didn't talk to this motherfucker till 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock at night. And yeah, I was pissed. I was like, oh yeah, he getting cut off. Like, ain't no way in hell I came to you. You know what's going on. And you ain't call and check on me all day. I was like, he really just don't like me. That's all it is. He just don't like me. Ain't no.
And guess what? Hey, you know what? And that's probably true because I don't like you. And I haven't even known of you that long. But this is what I want to say. You knew he ain't like you before this situation. Let's not act like this is a new epiphany. And I'm surprised he did as much as he did. He probably know you calling other dudes to get help with it too, and he's right. He's right. And we also know, like, look, if he was the only dude you was talking to, you would have kept hitting him up. You wasn't waiting for him to hit you back. You would have kept hitting him up, like, where you at? So yeah, he know the game. But let's move on. How long I've been on? I feel like I've been on forever. Hour and 40, almost 2 hours. Yeah. Let's do one more quick video, and then I'm out. Please donate if you feel oh so compelled. Just for my time, even if it's a little quick 5. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs at the top of the chat, as well as in the description. Or super chat, super sticker, $ symbol on the right of the chat box.
I did an experiment where I lied. When I was dating in my 40s, I did an experiment where I lied about my age. I was 45 and I said that I was 35. And I put my profile out there and like instantly night and day matches. Like suddenly all these super cute guys that were my age. And I remember thinking like, what the like it was like going into a secret room at a club,
Yeah. I'm not shocked at all. I am not shocked at all. I mean, this isn't a new epiphany. Men date younger, especially when they get in their 40s, if they're still single. It's no shocker. Men like youth and beauty. And men like women who have a little less damage, and that's usually going to be a younger woman. Why is this mind blowing to him? Why? Yes, after 40, you're pretty much expired. I mean, and I'm not saying that to be mean, but like, far as what men are looking for, youth, beauty, naivety, not much damage. I mean, that's pretty much over with after 40. The chances of you finding a woman, well, she's not young, so take youth off the table. She's not fertile at 40. Take that off the table. She's probably damaged with a lot of baggage and bitter and headed towards menopause. Like, who the want that? I mean, look, I get why women lie about their age on dating apps. It's still not right, but I totally get why. Because it's plenty men in their 60s who not going past 39. Far as when they set their age range, they not setting it to 40 nothing. But I mean, here's the thing though. Aren't the men eventually gonna find out your real age at some point when it's time to book a plane flight or something? It's just silly. I mean, you would be better off lying about your height. I feel like there's a higher chance of that not coming up in a relationship where you find out a person's real height, but how old they are? Yeah. What about your birthday? You gonna lie on all your birthdays and call all your friends and relatives to keep up the lie? Just stop it. It don't even make sense, folks. It don't even make sense.
Like it was like going into a secret room at a club, So when I would match with these guys, I would like text like maybe 1 or 2 messages max, and then I would say, hey, for what it's worth, just want to let you know, like all my pictures are recent, and I'm your age. I'm not 10 years younger than you. We're the same age. I'm not 10 years younger than you. I'm only 3 years younger than you, not 13 years younger than you. And I would put it in that way to just kind of show the other person we went to the same high school. Like we are in the same zone. We are pretty similar. I'm not too old for you. A lot of times it worked. I went on lots of dates and met some really cute guys that were my age. That felt really good. The caveat, and really big caveat to all of this, is like my boyfriend now, we are exactly the same age, and he was somebody who did not want to date someone 10 years younger. So had I been lying about my age when we were on the app, I never would have met him because I wouldn't have popped up in his search criteria. So it's like, I don't know. I can't say for sure if it's a good thing to do. You can try it.
Okay, let's stop there, folks. That says everything we need to know about her character, that she doesn't know if that's a good thing to do or not. But this is their nature, a lot of them. It's all about how they can get the result they want. They don't care about morals and stuff when it comes to them trying to get what they want. Never forget that. Women will destroy lives and families to get what they want. Or sometimes not even to get what they want, just because their feelings were hurt. They will destroy whole lives and families with no remorse.
I can't say for sure if it's a good thing to do. You can try it. If you're going to lie about
Why
your
would you do
age,
that?
then
Why would
that's
you
the
do
way
that?
that I would frame it, because it really puts it on the other person to say, like, am I really not going to give someone that I went to high school with a chance? Like, I think that's what it's saying. If you want specific
Yes.
feedback on your profile and approach, especially if you're in your 40s
Because
and
when you were in high school, you weren't giving him a chance. You were preing the men who were 10 years older than you. So now you guys are out of high school and you old, you pass the wall and shrivel up. He's supposed to give you a chance. No, you never give him a chance when you were in your prime. So keep the same energy now. It reminds me of the woman who, after 20 years, she tried to circle back around. 20 years ago, she put the guy in friend zone. She was in her prime, in her 20s, hot stuff. Now she hit 40.
What up, Jason? Yeah, Jason Bourne is the. Wait, Jason Bourne is Tread? Is Treadstone. Okay. Shout out to you. They always do what they want and they'll justify their actions in their own minds to do so. Facts. Facts, 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 facts.
40, she trying to circle back around, and now he put her in the friend zone, and she's pissed. Ma'am, he's in his prime. That don't make no sense. Let's see her comment section. On the record, lying about your age is disrespectful to somebody else's preference, whether you agree with those preferences or not. Exactly. Why would you start off the relationship by lying? Why would you have to lie about your age? That doesn't make any sense. What would make more sense is to go 10 years older in men. If you're 45 and you realize the men your age not checking for you, all you got to do is put your preference 10 years older to date men 55 rather than lying and saying that you're 35.
Use your common sense.
Somebody commented and said, you're confused about why, coach. It's fertility. If a 45-year-old man wants more children, he can't do that with a menopausal woman. She said, what if a 45-year-old guy is infertile? Should he reveal that on his profile?
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
That doesn't disprove the argument. Just an emotional argument. What does that have? Wait, what? Just never mind. Look at this stupid comment. We don't even got to see the full comment. Look at Magic Vegan Food. Look at Magic Vegan Food comment. It says, relax, people. It was just an experiment. The ways they will try to avoid taking accountability for having poor character. It was just an experiment. It was just an experiment, guys. Relax.
Reveal that on his profile. The chances of a 45-year-old man being infertile is way lower than a 45-year-old woman being infertile. The fact that she asked that question and she's going to call herself a coach shows us that she's not qualified to coach nobody nowhere.
Are you stupid or something?
The fact that she's going to present that point, he made a very logical point. If a 45-year-old man wants more children, it doesn't make any sense to date a 45-year-old woman.
The truth is, it's not even about the kids. I mean, it is about the kids, but man, let's not make it seem like that's the only reason, 40 or 45-year-old men don't want to date 40 or 45-year-old women. That's it's a bunch of reasons.
He's going to move the goalpost and talk about a 45-year-old infertile guy.
Come on, man, you know no better than that.
So a triggered feminist commented on that and said perhaps he should have settled down earlier instead of waiting until he's all ran through. Or no, he didn't have to settle down earlier because there's a new 18-year-old every day. There are millions of 18-year-olds every day, so he didn't have to settle down sooner. He can just go find a younger woman. But these old broads hate to hear it. They hate to hear it. But hey, we point and laugh. It's mixed for good comedy.
Got it! But here's my question. I like Chantel Simone. Go follow her. I like her. Great rack. Cute. She could definitely get my babies on her face, right? But but and that's a great compliment, right? Well, it depends on if she's attracted to me or not. If she's not attracted to me, it's gross and piggish. But if she's attracted to me, she'd smile at that comment. But here's my question. Are you single, Chantel? And I mean, you talking these. See, this is why. I mean, I stick to mostly male creators. Okay, because when you get 45, are you gonna consider yourself an old broad? And some women do. Some women keep it real even when they talk about themselves. Like, I'm old and washed up. Don't no man want me, and I don't blame them. There's some women who will keep it real with themselves like that. But I'm curious if Chantel is one of those women.
A younger woman. But these old broads hate to hear it. They hate to hear it. But hey, we point and laugh. It's mixed for good comedy.
Got it! When a man says I'm not into social media, because a few weeks ago I was at the airport waiting for my son, and this random tall dark-skinned man comes up to me and he was like, I love that pink coat on you. I was like, thank you. He was like, can I have your number? I just think you're so beautiful, but I gotta go catch my flight, and I just want to get your number. I think you're so gorgeous. So I was like, okay, that's the best. So I go ahead and give him my number, and I was like, what's your name? He was like, Delante. I was okay, nice to meet you, Delante. My name's Key. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna hit you back up after the holidays because you know I'm gonna go see my parents. I was like, okay, that's cool. So this man hits me up instantly, like I mean instantly. We were just texting here and there, but he was like, hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so let's just plan a date. So he
We already know where this is going. We already know where this is going. Or maybe we don't know where this is going. But she got a kid. But you know what? Let's continue.
That's cool. So this man hits me up instantly, like I mean instantly. We were just texting here and there, but he was like, hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so let's just plan a date. So he plans a date, we go out, we have drinks, and it is a ball. It's great conversation, we're having great drinks, just overall really vibing. So I'm kind of noticing a few things as we're talking that seems very familiar. As I'm talking to him, he's telling me like things about his life and everything like that, and out of nowhere he says, hey, tell me the craziest thing that's ever happened to you. And I was like, you know, my life is pretty vanilla, like nothing really crazy happens to me. And he was like, come on, I know you have something. I was just like, no. And he was like, oh, I just like hate the fact that you don't know anything crazy in your life. So I'm realizing that he's saying something that is usually my title that I use in all my TikTok videos. So I was like, oh, you follow me on TikTok? And he was like, huh? What are you talking about? I was like, oh, like I make TikTok videos. So I was like, when you said that, it just reminded me of things that I say in my TikTok videos. And he was like,
Yep, deal breaker. Yep. Yep, deal breaker. Get out of there, bro. Men do not want women who make TikTok videos. Point blank, period. And hence, this video is why he doesn't want to date women with TikTok videos. He's on a TikTok video. Y'all whole story is on TikTok now. Y'all whole story is on TikTok. Y'all whole story is on TikTok now.
oh, like I make TikTok videos. So I was like, when you said that, it just reminded me of things that I say in my TikTok videos. And he was like, oh no, like I'm not on TikTok. I'm not really on social media like that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I was like, I like being on social media. And he was like, well, that's cool. So as we're talking and vibing, I'm really liking it. So then today he cash apps me randomly because he was like, hey, I just want you to have lunch on me. And I was like, thanks, boo. But when I look at his cash app name, it's like this funny tag name. So I was like, oh, your tag name is so funny. And he was like, oh yeah. He was like, it's the same as my Instagram. Like I just made my tag name the same as my Instagram. So nosy me, I went to his Instagram and I seen like, you know, he has like the basic 100 followers. Like I guess he follows people that he knows. So as I'm looking through his pictures and everything, something about his profile picture looks very familiar. So I click messages and this man has been in my DM since August of last year. Just saying all types of stuff, responding to my stories without a response, responding to all the pictures of me saying, damn, you're so sexy, all this stuff without a response. So instantly I'm getting disgusted because ew, you sought me out in real life? Yuck. Like yuck.
Okay, so why do you guys think, okay, I get why it's a turnoff. Because it's like you were a thirsty simp in my inbox that wasn't getting a response. That's a ick. It is. You were a thirsty simp in my inbox. But you would think, see, this is why they're gonna stay single. Like, I get it, that's a little cringe, but it shouldn't be a deal breaker. I don't think it should be a deal breaker since you already met him, liked him, the whole thing. But yeah, what made my stomach turn is him sending a random cash app to a chick he went on one date with, Max. That's what made me sick. But yeah, he dodged a bullet. Let's just be clear about that. He dodged a bullet.
I'm getting disgusted because ew, you sought me out in real life? Yuck. Like yuck. Yuck. So I text him and I take a screenshot and I was just like, oh, so you been knew about me. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I sent him a screenshot of his DMs and my DMs. And he was just like, oh, where'd you get that from? That couldn't have been me. I was like, isn't this your Instagram? And he was like, yeah. I was just like, you've been DMing me since August? I said, it's funny. So you already knew who I was. I just didn't know who you were. And he was like, well, I don't really be on social media like that. So I don't really think it was me.
This bitch is annoying. This bitch is annoying with a capital A. He really dodged a bullet, a nuclear warhead, if you will. Like, can you imagine being with her? Ew, 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 ew. That's what I think when I think about actually being in a relationship with this bitch. She's only I wouldn't even want to bust on her forehead. She's cute, but couldn't talk to her long enough to even. I don't know. Maybe I could. She seemed like she was at least acting nice on a date. Yeah, once she say, "Oh, I make TikTok videos," it's like, "Oh, sex only."
As soon as you get done having sex with her, leave. You don't take this woman out to movies. You don't take her out to eat. You don't hang out with this woman. The only time you hang out with her possibly is if you go to a bar. Because she's getting ready to get drunk and she's getting ready to take you go home and you're gonna have intercourse with her. That's about the only way I would say to do it. You don't ride bikes with this woman. You don't watch TV with her. You don't talk about nothing. None of that.
Anyways, to be fair, she probably looked completely different than she probably looked completely different in person than she looked on her social media. How she was telling the story was a little scary. It's like how she was just staring at the camera. She seemed a little scary and robotic. But how much of y'all believe the story? Put a 1 in the comment section if you believe the story. Put a 2 in the comment section if you don't. I'm leaning more towards that. No. I don't. Let's see what the comment section gotta say. Somebody said, but you like him in real life. She responded and said, but he lied when I approached him about it. So major yuck. It was nothing to lie about.
So look, I'm gonna say this. There's some UFO conference or something talking about a certain incident that happened in Brazil. Maybe y'all could check that out if you want. It's a conference in DC.
Não era nada extraterrestre, era
Apparently they caught an extraterrestrial. But I know all these stories, they just don't mean much without the hard evidence, right? I don't know. All right, y'all can check it out if you want. I'm out. Thanks for stopping by. I might come back on tonight. I don't know. I skipped last night. I just didn't feel like it. But I'll catch y'all later. Follow my other channel, Dating Dysfunctions. Follow me on Rumble. Check out my Patreon. You can get access to every video I've ever made since 2017. Binge watch for $5 a month. Link in the description. Look, remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet. And I have never done anything remotely wrong my entire life. Ever. Keep your blood sugar and your blood pressure down to keep the Reaper from coming around. And make sure you get your yearly checkup so Satan don't catch up. RB Sensei out.